Hey MU, this is David Newman coming to you with Saints Stay Strong, episode number 7. I live in Fredericksburg, Virginia right now. I was class of 2003. I was a business major, also played soccer for 4 years under the legendary but now retired Coach Mosier. So we had talked a little bit, heard from some other folks at Marymount. Jamie and Ryan talked about some great apps that you can be using to be creative, to stay physical, to be active. Mike will share with us some things around the house that you can use for your workouts. Sarah and Chris talked about accountability, community, and purpose. All wonderful messages. Well, in addition to working full time, I also love traveling the world. I love doing a lot of things outdoors, surfing, hiking, snowboarding, you name it. Of course, a lot of those activities are limited. So my message to you today is pretty simple. I want to talk to you about 3 key things: physically, spiritually, mentally. How are you staying strong? Physically, once again, we talked a little bit about some of the apps you can use. For me, I love getting outside, going for a walk, going for a run, especially with the nice spring weather that we're having. Another thing that we do that I'm going to talk about is getting creative, not just with the workouts. Here, coming to what used to be a living room is now a live yoga studio. I teach classes 4 to 5 times a week. Right now we don't have the physical environment. What do? We get creative. We stream live. We now have a Zoom feed. We connected this morning with over 10 people from different parts of the US, from New York to Arlington. There was a couple MU graduates on there. So there's a lot of creative ways right now. Find what works for you. It can be one of those 20-minute workouts on the apps. It can be something short and sweet. So a lot of creative opportunities. Stay physically active, so important, keeps the mind right, which is a great segue into point number 2, mental, positive thoughts. I love this one. We're getting really bombarded right now in the news. There's a lot of negative energy out there, and that's understandable given what's going on. So what are we doing to counterbalance some of that negativity? This is a little book I picked up in India, Thought Power. I love it. A lot of really good, positive messages in here. This one talks a lot about your thoughts become your actions become your habits become your character becomes your destiny. Right now, even more so, having to transition into this virtual environment, what are we doing to stay positive? Trying to really carve out that time of day to focus on positivity, again, just to counterbalance everything that's happening in the world. Last thing, spiritual. This is really important. One thing that I find that works really well is first thing in the morning, not picking up the phone right away, not jumping on a computer right away, creating that time for ourselves. So it might be enjoying that fresh cup of coffee or tea, making yourself a nice breakfast. Maybe you get outside, water the plants, go for a walk, really carving out that first hour, get into your own energy, get into that positive mindset. Some people like to journal. They like to write about their gratitude or appreciation. There's a lot of good techniques out there to cultivate that mindset. Get into your own energy first to start the day. Then, especially if you're working from home, for me here, I have an office, I'm fortunate at the house. I made sure everything in the office was clutter-free. If you have cluttered all around your office, it's gonna be hard for you to have a clear mindset. So keep the office clean. Again, some people might not think of that as spirituality, but certainly the energy that you have in your environment, whether it be the house, the office, that all incorporates. So another couple nice things that we've done, we brought some new plants into the house, planted some plants outside. There's a nice little bird feeder even, just creating positive ways to bring good energy into your environment. That's what I mean by spirituality. If you are working a lot from home, maybe finding an hour at some point in the day, maybe it's a lunchtime where you turn everything off, you make some lunch from the house, maybe you find a 30-minute or 50-minute yoga session that you can stream virtually. One of the other creative apps that the other SaintsStrongs had talked about. A lot of options out there. Finding that time for yourself. And then lastly, at the end of the day, turning the devices off again, even if it's the last 20 or 30 minutes, allow the mind to settle. There's a lot of really good teas out there that can really bring the mindset down. Finding that good book that you've been wanting to read. Maybe it's something creative like just sketching or drawing in your notepad. whatever it is that works for you, just really trying to get off the devices, allowing the mind to settle. So physically strong, mentally strong, spiritually strong. Our Saint community is strong. We can do this. Stay connected. Lots of love to everybody. Can't wait to see you soon, live or virtual.